going on, everybody? This is episode 8 of the 210s Hip Hop Unfiltered podcast, man. It's your boy Zoe, of course, here with a couple of the homies, man, Ken Wayne and Henny, you know, the three originals, the OGs in this bitch today. How y'all feeling, man?
Whoo, bro. You know, I think we all had a rough week.
Thanks.
Condolences to Henny, his family, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But you know what? It's another day, you know what I'm saying? We're going to go out here and get it. At least that's how I feel it.
You see, 42 ounces now.
Oh, shit. They give you 2% free or some shit like that. Nigga,
I think the extra 2 ounces add to the ignorance, so they just had to up it just a little bit.
We haven't been having no nigga moments lately. Go ahead and give them 2 more ounces. That'll be all right.
What you got, the OE?
Yes, sir. You know,
buy 40, get 2 ounces free.
How much them hoes run these days? Like $1.75?
Dollar.
Probably a good $2.49, something like that.
Yeah, they used to be $1.50, but
and nigga said, I don't even look at the money no more. I just get it.
I'm just getting right to it. But nah, man, definitely glad to be in here today, shit, and just, you know, getting back to pod, man. But, you know, as we always do at this time, we have our throwback album. Today we're going to do 2011's Cabin Fever mixtape, Wiz Khalifa, man. That was kind of in a interesting phase for Wiz. He was just kind of coming more into the mainstream. I mean, it's almost been a decade now. Pretty short mixtape. It had 9 tracks. You had some production from quite a few knowns at the time. Lex Luger, who was synonymous kind of with that 2011 sound. Drummer Boy, Sonny Digital, amongst, you know, a few others, including DJ Spins. I remember I downloaded this right off of, I want to say, like Live Mixtapes back then, or that Piff, man. So it's been a while.
Yeah. You've had sites right there.
That was his 9th mixtape. So, I mean, what do you fellas think? How has it aged? You know, where does it stack up in Wiz Khalifa's discography for you guys?
I'll start the bitch off. This is actually the album that put me on Wiz Khalifa, man. I really didn't fuck with him before this. Not that he was bad, I just wasn't on to him. And I won't say it's better than Rolling Papers, which was actually this guy said was an EP or mixtape that came before, what it be called these days, before Rolling Papers. But there was nothing but bangers on this bitch, to be 100% real with you. The only one I didn't like that I would skip was the Middle of You. That's the only song I really didn't fuck with. It felt like it was out of place on this mixtape. Like, other than that, it prepared me for the next Wiz album. And, you know, ever since then, it's just kind of gone up from there. Because, you know, the next one, that's when, like, Black and Yellow came out. And then he just up and away. So I won't say I never replay any Wiz. Not that he's bad. It's just I'm not a Wiz fan. Like, I'm not going to sit here in front like I listen to the nigga all the time. Because usually the niggas that listen to that nigga smoke weed, and I don't smoke weed, so.
And now we go ahead and transition to weed.
Yes. This nigga probably smoked this nigga every other day.
This was the original Smoke OG, man. Henny, man, you know, we listened to this album quite a bit back in the San Marcos days, man. What do you think about this album just today, or even, you know, kind of the feelings you had about it when it dropped?
You know, I fuck with it. You know, I'm Taylor Gang. I'm with the shits with Wiz. I fuck with them heavy. So this actually is some shit I do replay. Like, I do go back and replay Wiz albums and shit, especially when I'm in my smoking moods. I'm like, let me throw on some smoker music and decide which album of Wiz I'm gonna put on. So that's definitely something that's in my rotation to bump. Like, it does have some classic shit on here as far as Phone Numbers. That's when I thought Trader Trick was about to finally be mainstream. I was like, okay, this nigga done got on the track with Wiz and Big Sean. I was like, okay, this nigga about to be out, but he a whole nother topic. We go into that. But
we can talk about most of the Houston things like that.
Man, but yeah, I fuck with the album overall though, so this is a classic for me.
Yeah, man, no doubt. I mean, just thinking back, I mean, this was probably of the Wiz albums that I love. This probably falls somewhere towards the top half, or it definitely probably is in the conversation when I really think about it, the top 2 or 3, especially mixtapes, but just overall projects. I'm a big fan of like Black Hollywood, Wiz, and shit like that. But this one had some bangers, man. And this was when he was kind of introducing his whole Taylor Gang roster. So you do see, a couple features in a lot of his music. Chevy Woods, that was, a big influence at the time. Juicy J was heavily affiliated with Taylor Gang. And then you had, a couple Big Sean features on there too. And he was doing a lot of stuff with Taylor Gang at the time as well. I mean, I think the middle of that album is crazy when you think about just, you have Phone Numbers at the beginning, Gang Bang, Every Day, Taylor Gang, Hustling. There was quite a few great, really good songs. I think it was more of an upper, for such a smoker. I think this was really an album that was kind of a little bit more high tempo. Which actually isn't the Wiz I prefer, but I still, vibe with the album heavy, man. And, I haven't listened to it in a long time. This was one of those reviews that we're doing, by off fan appreciation, just off the muscle. Shout out to D Drew. But,
Yes,
overall, when I go back and think about it, man, this was definitely a strong outing for Wiz. And,
play that Phone Numbers on the way to the flag games and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. A lot of good music that came, immediately after with that as well. But, moving on just from that, kind of with, the state of affairs now, we've gone through a lot in these last few weeks. There's a lot of music, usually linked to any type of major movement. We always see, some of our hip hop heavyweights, touch on a lot of these subjects historically. Now, in recent times, we've seen a couple of artists start to kind of take up that mantle to put certain issues in their music. So we've seen Meek Mill with a lot of the justice and jail reform. He had a song out not too long ago that was in our rotation, Other Side of America. Lil Baby, man, that's the one that really, really touched the streets pretty big. What's that joint called?
Bigger.
It's I should know because it's in my
the bigger picture,
the bigger picture, man. So the bigger picture, that was one that created quite a bit of noise. Now, obviously not surprising in today's time, we did see a little bit of criticism, as much as we did see praise, where a lot of people feel like, artists that are typically more conscious, like J. Cole, Kendrick, just to name a few, don't necessarily get the praise when they drop that type of knowledge. But then, Lil Baby was getting, a lot of heavy praise and appreciation, just from the people out there looking on social media. What are you guys' thoughts just on, artists that don't typically touch on these subjects, weighing in, and how you think that should be appreciated?
I'll go on this one. As far as like jumping in, I really don't got a problem with it long-term wise, because we do need more people speaking out about it, so it gets more diverse and like more ears are listening to it because it's their artists. Like some people might not listen to Cole and Kendrick, but they listen to Lil Baby. So this may be the first time they heard something like that in music. So as far as like from that standpoint, I really don't got a problem with it. Same thing with the Meek Mill song or the YG, the Fuck the Police he dropped. Like he had 50,000 people out there singing it, but nothing happened. Like no riots, no nothing. Yeah. Just a get together, like shit like that.
And I think that's an interesting point, man, because typically you look at what the music industry looks like from an artist standpoint, a lot of black, a lot of brown. Yeah. Then you think about from the executive standpoint, a lot of white in there, man. I think Chance the Rapper touched on it perfectly, where I didn't like Chance's last album, The Big Day, but I respect the message as somebody who aspires to have that type of family and things like that. I respect the message. The music just wasn't good to me, but he does touch. I see what Chance was trying to do, where he talks about these meeting rooms where they're in with these white executives who, man, they don't listen to hip hop. They're just, they're vultures. They just, they want to sell this image of, hey man, you got to talk more killing, more selling, more this, more that. And I want to see what this kind of does to the music industry and how it shakes it up, because a lot of these execs, they don't want Lil Baby on that type of time, you know, because I think that's a lot more dangerous where a Lil Baby is talking about it, where he's acknowledging, yeah, I talked about guns, I talk about drugs, but I'm putting my young niggas on, I'm telling them to go vote, I'm teaching them, I'm inspiring, and I'm also educating through my music. And I think just when you start to see that and reaching, again, further reach, where a lot of people see Cole and Kendrick as conscious rappers, Lil Baby kind of has a different vibe to him. He kind of touches a lot of that club crowd, a lot of that crowd that doesn't necessarily vibe with the music on a conscious tip. So I think it's really interesting to see going forward, you know, more artists, like Kendrick said, do that, man.
Yeah, definitely. Like, just I would backdoor on exactly what he said, because I think it's a very good thing, because like you said, Little Baby kind of was the one, because I want to say he's the biggest up and coming young rapper that we have. And, you know, T Grizzly did it already. Plies had a song, which I guess he's a little bit older, but all those people like at that street level talking about conscious shit now, it's like, okay, hold up. Well, if they're talking about the same shit J. Cole and Kendrick are, like, hey, damn, I got to sit back and listen. Let me think. Let me research into this. So I think that part about it is dope. Will it be here forever? I don't know, but I think it's funny because it's these rappers that people were saying, oh, they're not lyrical. They just rap about drugs and shit. And it's showing that they can be lyrical. So I really enjoy it, because it was actually Meek Mill. I woke up, I read a tweet, and it said Little Baby. I said, okay, let me look at this shit. And
yeah, he talked about him like becoming a GOAT right before our eyes.
Yeah, when Meek doesn't usually just tweet some shit out like that. So, you know, I had to listen to it. But on the flip side, you know, same thing kind of like J. Cole this week, you know. He gets heated for talking about something, but it's not the right way, because he's known for being conscious. So, I mean, it kind of sucks, because you got Wale, like you said, Wale, J. Cole, Kendrick, they've been doing this type of shit. And it's like, okay, well, that don't matter.
Right.
But when the street niggas do it, okay, now it matters.
And I think it's an interesting thing, though, what you bring up. I hate to interrupt you there, but with like Wale, a guy like Wale has to be frustrated, because on the flip side of this, Wale hasn't had a lot of recognition, where, you know, a lot of his recent albums have flopped, and he's trying to get under that buzz back. Wale's a dope MC.
He is
dope
about to drop soon too,
bro.
And he drops a lot of loose tracks. I think even Ken Wayne had a couple early on in his rotation. And it was the video was one of your favorites, and it's like
the Sue Me,
that's a super dope song that was touching on this from last year. He's talking about this, you know. And it's funny just to see, you know, again, he doesn't necessarily get the praise that Lil Baby had, but again, Lil Baby has a different audience, you know.
And I can understand exactly. I guess I brought up Wale because I really do feel it, because people, you know, I do the poetry and people be like, hey, you haven't said or wrote anything. And so I posted, I said, I talked about this in 2017, 2016. But y'all didn't listen. Now it's popular. And so I'm like, Kendrick, I've been there with those type of artists. Like, you can talk about it, but it wasn't relevant to everybody, which now it is. So then people are like, you know, beating their ass for not talking about it. I'm like, they've been talking about it. So, I mean, it is what it is, but I'm excited to see where the music's going to go from here. And like you said, the white execs, I do not think they want that shit. I do not.
Not at all.
Yeah, man. It's
another Tupac level type nigga.
That reach.
Except now you got multiple Tupac basically.
Everywhere, spread out. You know,
hip hop has way wider reach than when Tupac was around. Is what's crazy. You know, and just where they can go with this now. I do say I still want a little bounce in the music. You know, I still want fun tracks and things like that.
Yeah.
But I do also want to make sure that this isn't just a hot button thing where I'm on that hot button topic. I'm talking about it because it's the hot thing, kind of to your point. And then, you know, 6 months later, when niggas are still getting beat down, you know,
I'm popping perps and shooting niggas.
You know, I want to see this off that same shit, you know. Be on some Black Power shit, be on some conscious rap shit where you can mix that in with the party and you can still make for a good, you know, a great album. I mean, Good Kid, Mad City was a conscious album that had fun tracks on it, to where niggas didn't even know they were getting a real message within Good Kid, Mad City, which is obviously like ideal, where how you want to have it. It's like Jay-Z said, you got to sometimes kind of feed the public, you know, in little baby teaspoons. You know, you can't give it all to them at once. And again, had Lil Baby come into the game rapping like this was one thing people have to understand. He might not be where he's at now. So sometimes you got to get your black ass in the door and then start giving game. You know what I mean?
That nigga Lil Wayne was talking about that shit too. He was saying some shit like he came to the studio one time and he was rapping over a beat, and then Lil Baby was just looking at that nigga like, how the hell you just rap on that shit? He like, ain't no way I can do that shit. And that nigga said like 2 weeks later, he just heard a song come out with that same type of beat kind of, and that nigga flowed over that whole. Somehow that's how hard that nigga would be studying and shit.
Yeah, so, and he seems like he's really interested right now in really being a top heavyweight.
He on one right now.
And really making a change. So, you know, kudos to Lil Baby and everybody else, you know, doing their thing on the music tip and, you know, putting out a good message for the people. In other recent news, we've seen Dave Chappelle release a special last week. I believe it was 846, which stood for the amount of time that the officer knelt on George Floyd's neck. So wasn't your typical Dave Chappelle, you know, special. It was not really a comedy at all. It was more of, I would almost say like a sermon. It was an indictment, you know, just against, you know,
Aaron, everything
criticized him, the media, and really just bad police in general. It wasn't necessarily what people may have wanted from Dave Chappelle, but it was what we needed at this time. You know, what are your guys' thoughts on that, man? Dave Chappelle, 846.
Ooh, man. The funny thing is, it was a white guy that brought it to me. He said, "Hey, you see Dave Chappelle special?" I said, "Man, I didn't hear about it yet. I was at work." He said, "Watch it." I said, "Oh shit, it's got to be dope. Let me go watch this." I was gonna watch it anyways, but shit, when somebody bring it to you like that, you're like, okay,
let me go.
So I'm thinking this shit gonna be funny as fuck, cause you know, and it hit you with the calmness, and you were prepared that this wasn't normal. This wasn't just a normal Dave Chappelle stand-up. And he sprinkled in the jokes, Dave Chappelle, but he painted a picture with his words only that Dave Chappelle, I think, could have done, where he sprinkled in real life that he's dealt with. He sprinkled in modern day events. He took, and I love the imagery he took from the LAPD going after one guy because they killed his own, and relating that to today. Mm-hmm. I thought that was the best image out of the whole thing. And I mean, like I said, he still sprinkled in jokes. It was still comedy, but it was almost like a statement. Almost, and I can't liken it this far, but almost like an MLK statement where everybody listened. He has that stage, that audience where people are going to listen. It doesn't matter. Dave Chappelle's one of the people you can say what the fuck
definitely
he wants.
Needed that.
And you're going to listen.
He's almost uncancelable.
Yeah. And it's like, because he doesn't he's built his career on not giving a fuck. Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, when he first came back and the transgender shit, he's like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Like, you can cancel Kevin Hart because he's played it a certain way where he has that family image.
Yeah, you can't
cancel Dave Chappelle.
But I also think Dave Chappelle, it's not necessarily that he just doesn't give a fuck. He creates he treats everybody equal. Like, hey, if you're gay, you're black, you're Mexican, you're a woman, you're a man, he don't give a fuck. He gonna talk shit. He gonna make comedy.
It's comedy.
And I think by him building that, he's relatable to everybody. He doesn't just have black people love him, but Mexican people love him, but white people love him. If you looked at that crowd, that was a diverse crowd. Mm-hmm. And You know, I always said Eddie Murphy Raw was my favorite stand-up. It always has been my favorite stand-up.
Oh yeah,
And there's some that are up there,
I like Delirious.
but this might have took it just because of the way he could mold comedy into a serious topic. And I honestly thought about it, and I don't think any other current comedian could have done that.
That's facts. That's facts. I definitely think any other comedian would have struggled to do that. Another thing I think that's interesting is kind of just even based on our last topic. What a lot of these, let's say, entertainers are starting to realize is that they have a voice. Above all else, they have a voice. And what they're doing is they're changing the game, because we're in a period of social media now where, I mean, this special was put out through Netflix's YouTube channel. Netflix is a joke. Whereas before, you know, to get a special, you would have had to go through all the rigmarole of this, that, and the other. Does the network say, hey, we like the special after we've already filmed it? Is this good enough material to put out? Are we gonna recoup on, you know, what we took to shoot this? I mean, he literally put this together himself, had a little backwoods party.
YouTube for everybody to view. You don't need no $5.99 a month, no $9.99.
I have the voice, man.
He
I have the voice.
Netflix, this is free.
I have the voice, and I'm gonna put it up because this is what people need, and I'm going to do this my way, and just doing it my way, doing it his way, is the way. You know, it's something that we haven't really seen, because a lot of people, again, are scared of that canceling. They're scared of, you know, the unknown, and Chappelle just seems like a fearless voice that we really need at this time.
I think just because he created his own power. Yeah, I think he created his own. So, because when Comedy Central said, "Oh, do this," and he said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna walk away from all this money," at that point, he took control and power. And so Netflix now, he's under Netflix, and Netflix know they have somebody that makes them money, but they can't play him like Comedy Central, because they said Comedy Central's not tiny, and that niggas will walk away. So they're thinking, okay, what if he walks to Hulu? What if he goes to Hulu?
Chappelle walking away from all that money was the best thing he could have done. And it's funny because it's foresight, where at the time you're like, this nigga did what? But he, by walking away from that money, he took control, like you said, of his life back, where I'm not tied to this or this or this company or NBC, where y'all can say up, you know, we're think about that last special he had. You try to put that on any freaking network, dog. You can't do that. You can't say the things Chappelle says, because somebody, an executive, is going to get tight and go, ooh, we got to axe that. Chappelle's taking his shit wherever. If Netflix didn't want to put it out, guess what? I think Chappelle has the power to put it out independently.
He can, and that's the thing. And you got Hulu, you got all these streaming services now. I also will say this: we don't think of Chappelle as a powerful black man, but he is. We think of Jay-Z. We think of, you know, Ross, the BET owners, but we never think of Chappelle. I want to say he's probably top 3 most powerful, because people will listen and the execs listen too.
White people listen is
and
why he is.
I can't argue that.
It's not just white people, it's execs.
I can't argue that.
I think his demographic is wide. I mean, hell, that last special, conservatives love that more than anything, because of the fact that, you know, a lot of the conservatives are the people who are like, oh, you know, we can't say this, can't say this. They hate the fact that they can't speak their mind. So seeing Chappelle, who's more of a liberal, or is a liberal, do his stand-up, they actually kind of flock to it. So when you start drawing everybody in like that, and, you know, those same people tuned in when they see Chappelle's special, not knowing necessarily what it's going to be about, you still had to listen, you know? You still had to listen, and his words were powerful. Ken, did you have any thoughts just on the 846, man?
And you know me, I love that shit. Like, I was the same thing. I was expecting a fucking big ass laugh fest comedy, something just raunchy. As soon as I started hearing the topic, I was like, okay. Usually shit like this, I'd be like, nah, I don't feel like listening to this nigga talk about this shit. But something told me like, nah, listen to this shit, what he about to say. Like, I just know with Dave Chappelle, it's always gonna be gold. Like,
Exactly. Exactly, man. It was
Always.
unapologetic, man. Unapologetic. Let's see here.
Then you talked about Kobe. That shit hit again. Like, God damn.
Bro, I didn't want to bring that up right now.
Crazy anecdotes. I think, like you said,
Wow.
Chappelle's on
Still
some Cosby type
Banks.
shit. Hey, that was a hell of a little dig, and it's funny because he didn't really stick on it too long. He just quick jab and got out of there. Didn't say
just took off.
Untruthful. And oh man, the Candace.
He has the nerve to say that.
Candace
won't say it to her face.
Candace Owens, man, he had the bars for Candace Owens.
Said he will not.
She said he won't say it to my face, and everybody was like,
"Nigga, what?
Do you know? Okay, he won't say it to your
pussy,
face, but he just put Azalea Banks on fucking blast and you on a fucking Netflix special, but he ain't gonna say it to your face. Cool.
Yeah. Who the fuck are you, Candace Owens?
In a time where everybody
She's a fan. She's a fan.
Oh hell yeah.
But nah, man. Let's get right into it, man. We got 3 albums to review today. This wasn't a huge week of music, so probably say 3 lesser known albums, which is always good to shine a little spotlight. We had Ian Dior, I'm Gone. We had Rumor, that's RMR. Drug Dealing is a Lost Art. And then we had Dizzy Wright, man, Just Blaze 2. Let's go ahead and just start in that order. Let's go with Ian Dior. Yeah, I can't even talk. Let's go with Ian Dior's album, I'm Gone, man. Henny, tell us how you felt about that album, bro.
Okay, so I said, you know what? I'm going to give it a chance. Because I knew it was a different type of vibe. So Paradise came on. I fucked with that one. Pretty Girls. It was decent, not as hard hitting as that first track on that intro. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna keep giving it a listen. Sickness. I turned that song so damn fast, bro. After 10 seconds of this nigga screaming, I said, no, nigga, I don't care what's on here, I'm not listening to it. So I turned that on head. Sick and Tired, that one was alright. It had Machine Gun Kelly and shit. And then Prospect with Lil Baby. That's really the only one that got replay value for me. Like, I ain't gonna lie, this album was not it for me. I gave that whole a 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch
I
right on that.
I gave it a 3 for the 3 tracks.
You know what? I have one word to describe this album, but this album was fucking butt. I try to go in with an open mind. This shit was just ass. Like, there was nothing redeeming about this album. There were a couple of moments, like literal moments, where I could nod my head. And at one moment, like, I was listening to the album and I was talking to somebody, and there was a song that came on, one of the songs towards the bottom end. And you ever just be like not really paying attention and it's kind of on the background, and then you like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is this nigga talking about? It was just not. It wasn't for me. He's kind of one of them. I mean, he's one of those freaky little artists that these niggas like today. But I can usually move past that. But he just This wasn't it for me, dog. I'm like Randy Jackson.
Man.
It's gonna be a no for me, dog. I'm gonna give it a 4.
Oh shit.
Butt ass.
Damn. So I will say this is a depressed ass album.
Yeah.
So I ended up
song.
listening to it yesterday after a rough ass week. The first time I listened to it, I was like, whatever. Y'all gonna hate me because I actually liked the album after I listened to it in a depressed ass mood. It's kind of like when niggas slumps. Album
niggas are
different.
suicidal. Niggas don't
No, I know you hated Sickness, but I listened to it, and it's like the second time that shit hit.
Amazon, play butt ass.
Shameless slapped. Fuck yeah.
I'm gonna call that nigga Ian Cheeks.
Sick and Tired had the Blink 182 vibe, so I fucked with that. Prospect by Little Baby, I've been on it.
That was it. Well, no,
when I
intro.
first listened to it, I thought, like I said, I really thought it was ass, but I really did go back to it and just kind of listen to it and in a mood, and I fucked with it. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I think it was a mindset I had to be in with everything going
That's a total
I
of
was not ready
14
for
out
this
of
shit.
30.
But hey, you know what? I think it's the first time that y'all motherfuckers combined are my score. But I'm not gonna cap. I'm not gonna sit here and cap and say I didn't like it because I had this shit written down right here, 7 out of 10.
Bro.
I was like,
if
damn,
you
should I
fuck
go
with it,
down
you
to a
fuck with it.
6?
know
Like
that
I said,
already.
it wasn't off the rip. I probably would have gave it a 3 or 4 the first time I
Hey,
listened.
y'all go listen to it. Let us know. Cause y'all see we split right now. Like, let us know, man. Who tripping? Let us know.
You know what I feel like right now? I feel like Zoe when he was on that Chris Brown and fucking.
Nah, Chris Brown and them. This was way
That
was
shit
better
was
than this.
ass.
This nigga Ian Dior is fucking cheap.
Hey, you know what's funny? Remember we
That
talked
shit
about
stinks
which
like a
song
fucking
off the
baby
Chris
diaper.
Brown, which song off the Chris Brown would be a summer hit? We all lost. There was none of them, nigga.
But it's also because of the corona. I think it's because the corona fucking extended. Okay, what song's gonna be on the radio off this shit? I'll wait.
I didn't. Hey, he's not
booby ass nigga.
Hey, he's not the type of artist that just gets mainstream play.
Oh,
though,
he's
so
not
either.
the type of artist. Yeah, he's not a good artist.
No, because there's niggas that don't get mainstream play. That
this shit came with the whimper.
Hey,
I'm glad you enjoyed it though. Nah, this is
I'm not capping though.
Nah, that's good though. This is to be honest.
We know we all 100 in here.
Yeah,
we
and
like
this
some shit. We gonna say we like it.
And exactly, and I mean, to be honest with you, this would be like the type of album I would play if I was wiping my ass cheeks. No, I'm playing, but I mean, I'm glad that you liked it. Maybe I'll give it a second spin through or a third spin through and kind of see.
Well, it's for me. Like I said, it was one of those albums that, like, if I first played it, I was like, "That's ass," but I was like, "I gotta get through it for the show." Like, fuck it. And then, like, I was just I was also in a different mindset. You know, a lot of shit had gone on. I was exhausted. And that could be it. That could be the audience's for.
Yeah, put that nigga right to bed.
Mimi Tata. Mimi Tata. I think he was asleep. He actually heard a different album in his dreams, folks. And now that he's awake, he's gonna listen to the real one and realize, this shit's but excited to get to the second one because I know this artist that you've been on for a while, Rumor, and that's again RMR.
Yes.
Drug dealing is a lost art. Man, Ken Wayne, go ahead and start with you.
Oh man, yes. The funny thing is the final song, the first song he ever came out with. I don't really love Rascal. It's different. It really is different. It's that country shit. It was dope. I heard a lot of the songs, but what really got me was when Westside Gun came on that fucking intro. Like, I was not expecting that nigga on this shit. Yeah. I was like, okay, let me listen. Like, I was already excited. The nigga had me listen. I love both versions of Dealer because I heard the first version the first time, the second time, Little Baby and fucking Future just added to it. Nouveau Riche. I know French bitches. Okay. That means new rich or new money. It's typically obtained during their generation. So like first time rich people. So that track was really fucking dope. I'm Not Over You. This is a recent one where Timbaland produced it. You could really hear Timbaland's sound in that fucking track. And he's been a big advocate for this nigga because he does some different type of music. Best Friend, I really liked. But like I said, I'm still undecided on Rascal. I'm gonna wait for y'all's decision on this fucking song. But I gave it an 8 out of 10 for his first, album. I think it was dope. I think it was different. I want to see where he goes. But I really want to hear what y'all thought about it.
Henny, man, you want to take it from there?
Like he said, I fuck with Welfare. Westside Gun came on that hoe. I got live. I'm not gonna lie. Also, I'm not gonna lie. I'm mad this nigga. Short ass album had 2 repeat remixes on that bitch. Come on, nigga. And then you played the last one back to back in the order of your album. You can't play Rascal and then play Rascal remix right after. Like, that's some stupid shit right there. That shit pissed me off. Like, at least with Diller and the Diller remix, he spread it out so you heard some other songs. This nigga went back to back with that whole to finish the album.
But I think it was more of an EP.
What? I'm still mad at
Hey,
that.
at least the nigga
That
didn't
shit-
come out next week with the deluxe.
Boy.
So at least he put him on the
We don't
album.
know yet. We don't know yet. He got some time to do that bullshit. But besides Welfare, I fucked with the Dealer. Rascal, the remix, I didn't really fuck with either though. But I fucked with the Best Friend and the Dealer remix. So for me, it was a 4. I give it a 4.
Damn, Henny. Me and Henny switched this week. God,
I don't
damn.
know, bruh.
Yeah. So I thought this shit was butt. Nah. I enjoyed about half of it. Rumor seems to be one of those
Or
artists.
which half, the double remixes? Or
Nah, probably the first half more, but I mean, I would probably pick different songs out of there. The Rascal was cool. Dealer, Welfare, definitely love anybody out of that Griselda camp. So having Westside Gun was definitely great on that intro. Dealer with Future and Lil Baby. He's a weird artist for me, honestly. I like a lot of the stuff I hear, but then a lot of the stuff I hear from him, I don't like. So whenever I see a new song posted by him, it's honestly kind of like a toss-up, and that's weird. I don't have too many artists with that type of dichotomy. Where it's like I love half their shit, I hate half their shit, and he just happens to be one of those guys for me. You know what I mean?
I think he's really like progressive and tries to. He's almost like a Cuddy type, where it's just completely fucking different, and you either like it or you don't. Like,
and everything's not gonna hit. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I'm excited about him. I enjoy him, but Rascal, I just don't like. Like, I don't know why. Like, I'm supposed to because I like the rest of this shit, but it's just, it don't hit with me. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
He is the weirdest artist that's coming. He's up and coming. But I will say this, it's almost exciting because you want to know what the fuck he's going to come out with next, because he came out, like Rascal was the first track everybody heard because they all watched that video. And then the next one was Dealer. Okay, well, shit. And then you got Westside Gun. Like, I don't know where he's going, which is almost like you're just walking down a dark path and the door opens and surprise, bitch. Like, shit. But I will say this, the Griselda, man, they're not getting enough love because they are everywhere on features. I want to say the last 3 or 4 weeks they've been all over.
Yeah. They're the closest remnant of what underground used to be. You know what I mean? Where nothing's quite underground anymore, but they kind of remind you of that old underground grit. You know what I mean?
Old school NY.
The 3 top dogs, man. Benny the Butcher, you know, Westside Gun, and what's his fucking face?
Conway the Machine.
Conway the Machine. You know, push your mouth, nigga. Anybody who hasn't, you know, fuck with them, definitely go check out some of their freestyles. Any
Pray for
tapes
Paris.
from the 3 we just mentioned. Tana Talk 3, the plugs I met. They got a lot of good shit. Even one of my favorite songs with Westside Gun was him and Sauce Walker. What was it? Rockets versus Lakers.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a dope track. So I mean, y'all go check them out. Now, just on the topic of this one, I was cool on this album, man. I gave it a 5 out of 10. I'll check out for future shit from Rumor. Didn't hate it, didn't love it. It was just kind of in the middle. So again, 5 isn't like throwing it in the trash. It's just, it was kind of a middling album for me, and that just is reflective, you know, in the score. Last but not least, man, 3rd album on deck. We got that. We got the Dizzy Wright album, man. Blaze with Us too. I've never heard the first one, so I don't know if that's something in the. I don't know, man, but it was a slow week in music. I like Dizzy Wright actually quite a bit. Shit, back in the San Marcos days when I used to talk to you on Xbox Live was the last time I heard anything really substantial. I think he came out with Golden Age back in 2013. That was a really dope album with a really good intro. Dizzy Wright's always been one of those guys that's had a hard time gaining traction, though. That's true underground type shit. He was kind of in the same lane as Hobson, where they were really on that, lyrical, woke, but super duper underground type shit. And so this was a joint album, man. Whoever wants to start that out and just kind of give some basic thoughts on what you thought about the album.
Man, I'll start it off. I'll keep it kind of short. I really want to hear what Henny says because he's a weed smoker. So sort of like the Wiz album. I actually really fuck with Dizzy. I've been fucking with him for a while. His last album in 2018, I really did fuck with. And I actually did hear Just Blaze 1. This album, I was actually really excited when I first heard it. I thought it came out in May, but they told it was going to come out now. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It's definitely a chill, good ass smoke album vibe. It's not as good as the first, like I said. There's some tracks that I would say for people to listen to. Medicated, We Ain't the Same, I Want It Now, Riding High. They were fucking dope. I'll give it 7 out of 10. I'm not a weed smoker. It just wasn't it all the way for me. But, I feel like if I smoked weed and I wrote to this be the album.
Bet. Handy, man, what'd you think of the album, bro?
So on this one, I did fuck with that Medicated, and then I did fuck with Motivated Stoner, but that was it. High, sober, that was still it. Like that shit got a 2 from me.
Okay.
Damn,
the complete opposite of what you niggas thought I was gonna say. Right.
This wasn't really smoker album the way I thought it would be.
No, the problem I had with it, they needed a feature so bad from like Wiz, Chevy, Currency, like Big Sean,
Currency would have
Chris Brown, like somebody,
to
even
break
Tiger.
Up
I wouldn't even say Tiger. They needed a
just break up the two niggas on every
and
song.
like at least 3 or 4 songs, and then it could have hit better. But
and you just hear the same 2 people.
With that, like, nah, it wasn't there for me.
Yeah,
That's
man.
interesting.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting. I had a similar feeling, maybe not a 2, but I like Dizzy Wright a lot, man. So I was excited to hear more music from him.
Yeah.
Love his sound and shit like that. I wasn't crazy about the album. There were a few songs I'd pluck here and there, as I kind of said with the albums earlier. It wasn't anything special to me. But again, I like Dizzy Wright. He's this is definitely in his lane, and there was some good flows on there, good vibes, all in all. Again, kind of like Kenny said though, man, to break up a little bit of that monotony, it would have been nice to have just not even necessarily an A caliber feature, just a feature, just somebody else.
Or 4 in there.
I think if it was less songs too, I think less songs would have helped.
Yeah, like you come out with 15 songs. The album is 45 minutes, which is fine, but it's like
you have nobody else.
Yeah, 22 songs of just the two of y'all. Like hell nah. And then it's like I thought some of it could have been done better because it felt like a your turn, my turn type thing on some of the songs.
Well, some of the songs started to sound the same.
Yeah, I wanted the chemistry to sound a little bit better on there.
Like some of the songs
and see,
like
that's kind of the thing hard for me because I be listening to the shit, but I don't smoke, so I'm trying to take it into effect if I would, like, you know what I'm saying? Because like I'm never in that mindset, so I was like, well, shit, if they sound the same, is that what you want? Like in that vibe, like while you smoke? But
hell no.
Hey, again,
it got worse when I did that.
That's what I was gonna ask. I was like, this nigga has
it got worse.
Hey, to the audience, me and Henny will switch back next week.
Yeah, I would give it a 6.5. Just right because Dizzy Wright on there, and just it wasn't a bad tape. It was just kind of mediocre, but a little better than mediocre, I would say. So it survived the day for me, and it'll probably get a little playback. Probably not. Probably won't make it out of the month of June though for me. For sure.
I'll be honest.
It's gonna stay in June. It's gonna stay in June. Kind of as we get towards the bottom half of the show, man. Just a fun thought exercise. We're gonna just keep it brief. If you could make any song, let's say with a collaborative song with 2 artists and any producer, man, let's say, you know, one A-list artist, or actually, let's just keep it simple, man. Let's just say 2 artists and a producer from any era. You can mix the eras together. What would be your dream collab between that two, you know, artist and producer?
I'm gonna let Henny go first.
I'm gonna let Zoe go first. No.
I'm gonna let no.
So it's
I
on.
could wing it. I could wing it.
I mean, y'all can get a little time actually, because I can just splice it right to.
Yes.
Oh, I know who I got. I know who I got. I just didn't want to go first.
Okay, cool. Give me a quick second.
Man, I see the producer wouldn't change. I just have 2.
All right, yeah, I got mine.
The first one I thought of made me think of Zoe, but the second one was really me. So when I tell you my first one, Zoe, you'll be like, oh yeah.
I'm ready. Who do we say is going first?
Henny.
I am.
Okay, cool. You when it's on you, dog. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, so the 2 artists, we're gonna go Kendrick Lamar off rip.
I knew it. That's why I didn't pick
Yeah, I know. And then next, I'm gonna go with my nigga Ludacris.
Ooh, that'd be dope. Who's producing?
With my nigga Bino the Builder, you feel me, from San Antonio.
Ooh.
Throw my nigga
Was
on that.
not expecting that one. I was
Throw
not.
my nigga on that hoe, you feel me?
Okay.
Representative.
Okay.
Okay.
Shout out, Bino. We gonna drop your shit down in the description.
Okay. What about you, Zoe?
It was pretty hard for me. I had to go in reverse order. I would for my producer, I'd want Ninth Wonder.
Okay.
And I would actually throw on. I would just want to see these 2 artists kind of glide over the beat, Wayne and DaBaby.
Okay.
I just think that would be
and I know they had studio sessions already.
Yeah, I think that'd be an interesting, interesting collab over a Ninth Wonder beat. Like, and a lot of people be like, well, that just throws me off. But it's like, Wayne has the bars. Whether people want to admit it, DaBaby has bars too. They rap a lot different in style. And then just over that Ninth Wonder production, man, like, that shit's gonna be A1. I just think that would produce something great, man. Let's make that happen. Wayne times DaBaby times Ninth Wonder.
I do got a question though. If we go a step farther, before Kenneth says his answer, who do you want making the video though?
I'd have to go back, man. I'd have to say Hype Williams.
Hype? Okay.
Hype Williams on some
I can't argue that. Well, I'm gonna go with the Lyrical Lemonade crew.
Okay.
They've been having some stupid videos in their shit.
Get Tyler Perry to direct the shit.
We keep going now. Who you want to direct? Just keep,
all right.
Who you want to executive produce?
So I knew who my producer was first. That's who I picked first, which was unique. But I'm gonna go Lupe Fiasco.
Okay.
Andre 3 Stacks.
Okay.
Produced by Noah 40.
I
like think that would be some dope ass. So here was the first one I really thought of, and it made me think of you, Zoe. Lil Baby and Freddie Gibbs, produced by Noah 40.
Hey.
I went back and forth, but I thought, man, the bars I would have to re-listen to 100 times between Lupe and Andre 3 Stacks, just going back and forth on a track.
Hey, man. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you, bro. Because 40 does create an interesting atmosphere, and because he's such an in-house producer for OVO and really for Drake, we don't get to hear a lot of people rap over his shit. You know what I mean?
No. And that's kind of what got the interest in me. I was like, I want to hear other fucking rappers on this shit. Because I think he can do it.
Have y'all heard that Action Bronson acting crazy over 40 production?
You know I heard
that's fucking stupid. Anybody out here who hasn't heard
Action
that,
Bronson
man,
killed
Action
that
Bronson killed that, and it was Noah 40 producing,
killed
man.
That hoe.
And that was from maybe 5 years ago by now. But that's another artist we haven't heard from lately, Action Bronson, man.
He been on his Food Network shit.
Yeah. Branching out. Branching. But nah, man. Anybody who's watching, definitely leave some comments, man. Let us know who your dream collab would be. One producer, 2 artists, just so we can kind of get a feel for what y'all are out there listening to.
What y'all listening to? Because we definitely read the comments. We
subscribe. I reply to every comment.
Like
in the comments.
Subscribe. I'm right behind Henny, because I'm at work half the time. I'm like, no pause, no homo, nigga. I didn't think about that. I said this shit. I'm surprised you didn't catch that fast. But yeah, y'all get in the fucking comments. Tell us what y'all want to see, what y'all want us to review and shit, because we really do read this shit. We ain't shit without y'all motherfuckers.
Facts. Man, we wrapped it up pretty quick today. Let's go with the current rotations list, man.
Got that one.
And I'll start it off with the current rotations. Again, like I said, it was a pretty slow week in music, so I kind of kept it a little bit more reflective, I would say, in my taste this week, just because that's kind of the vibe I was on. So first song, The Bigger Picture, Lil Baby, definitely fucked with it, vibed with it. I did Backseat, Roddy Ricch, Ty Dolla $ign.
Gotcha.
I love that song. That whole album is great. Anything Roddy Ricch. I got Backseat. I said Backseat. I got 762, YFN Lucci.
I'm about to say, they got Backseat twice.
Those niggas just in the backseat.
I got that 762 YFN Lucci. Love that song. Shout out to my boy Henny. I got Who Needs Love, Trippie Redd. One of my favorites from Trippie. And then it was kind of a toss up, but I went ahead and did Numbers. And that's A Boogie featuring Roddy Ricch. For A Boogie's album that actually dropped this year too, at the top of this year.
Isn't he dropping the deluxe tomorrow?
Maybe. Yeah, I know he dropped back in like January, February, but
I think his deluxe drops tomorrow.
I don't want no more deluxe, right? Nigga. No more. It was between that and Roddy Ricch
in the studio creating deluxe albums now.
Yeah, like nigga, you just made more songs, but
just put out an EP, nigga.
For real, bro. Like, just save us the time. But that deluxe is the wave right now. Kenway, man, what's that list looking like, bro?
It's a little kind of throwback this week. We're gonna start with In the South by Big Boi featuring Gucci Mane and Pimp C. Vanilla, Fabulous featuring Richie Homie Quan. World on My Shoulders by Walt Nation. It's a new group from Canada. I actually got onto them niggas by researching on video edits we were doing this week. Desires by Ye Ali featuring Trey Ward. This nigga. And Best Friend by Rumor. So it was an interesting list, to say the least.
Hey, no, I like the list, man. I like the list. I'm feeling it. Overall, I think that kind of meshes well. Just there's a lot of differences, I think, between the two of our lists. So I think that goes well to add to the rotation, man, for Spotify. Henny, man, what did you think of?
Here goes some
trash.
Two. Yeah, here goes some more differences in these rotation for the week. I got Kodak Black Day by Day.
Okay.
Then I got another Kodak Black 6 Cents. Then number 3, I threw in NLE Choppa, Shot for 5. Then I got in the days where Earth Gang, Spillage Village, Jibbs on there too, some other motherfucker. There's too many people, so I ain't write all them niggas' names down. But that track, fire as fuck, no cap. And then I got a random ass track. Y'all really ain't gonna know I put on this. So the bitch's name is Park Hye Jin. She's Asian, Japanese. I don't know which one. I'm not trying to be funny. She's something like that. But her song is How Can I? And that whole hit. No cap. How I found that song? I don't know.
Hey, bro, that's like the Wild Nation song.
Bro.
Like, I was like,
came on.
Who the fuck is this? Yeah.
I looked at the cover and I seen just some bitch with some blue jeans rolled up and shit and reading a book or some shit on the cover.
Where is she from?
China. No. Somewhere over there, though.
Why she all
I don't know.
shit?
But, nah. If you hear the hell, it's smooth, though.
All right, definitely check it out.
She's not speaking in, like, anime or nothing like that, but, you know, it's smooth.
Speaking in anime, this nigga. Who hurt you this week? Who hurt you this week? God damn.
I ain't trying to find the song. It just came on. You see the top of the rotation. It was Kodak. You know what I mean? Like, that was normal as fuck.
Asian lady. What the?
And that was what you had there. Cool, man. Well, you know, we always have our chance to kind of speak our mind here with the outro, man. Henny, man, why don't you start us off on the outro, bro?
Want to give a shout out to somebody I forgot to give a shout out to, per usual. Shout out to Miriam for liking and subscribing to the channel and shit, fucking with us, being in the comments. We do appreciate that shit. Also, do want to say RIP to my aunt, Kiwanja. She did pass on Sunday, so we've been getting through it. We all right. Family's pretty good, you know. So I would just want to say RIP, you know, we all praying and shit. She in a better place now, so we're not really tripping. But do definitely have to give her a shout out because she is a real one. And
man, Thanksgiving, Christmas will never be the same.
And that's why I was drinking the 40 today, y'all. It was for that reason. So finish it by the show. That's all I got to say. Like and subscribe, comment below. We gonna reply to everything. Keep fucking with us. Get us to 100 subscribers, and that's about it.
Can't away, man. Speak your mind.
Oh man, it was a rough ass week. I think we can all say that. But it's a pleasure sitting here with y'all boys, cause you know, like, I think we all kind of was like, damn, we gotta do the show today. It wasn't just like the usual, like, shit, I'm ready. But we're at the end, man, and you know, it just kind of lightened the week, and I appreciate y'all. Y'all like my brothers. Shout out to shit. I could say all the people that actually like, comment, and subscribe. You know what? Keep doing that shit. Get to 100 subscribers, and I might have a gift for one of y'all motherfuckers. But if y'all just being lazy and don't. For everybody to actually watch the whole fucking show too, because some of y'all niggas be going 20 minutes and then I asked you a question and you don't know the shit. Shout out to you black motherfuckers out there. Shout out to you white motherfuckers out there. Shout out to you yellow motherfuckers out there. Shout out to you Mexican motherfuckers out there, or Hispanics, my bad. I fuck with all y'all.
Hispanics, my bad. See, he thought I was doing bad talking about the Asian bitch with the song. This nigga.
They gonna cancel the show. Looks over there like, hey, we was doing so good.
Edits.
We are bad. Hey, but y'all fuck with us, cause listen, at least we're not saying behind people's back. We're saying this shit right on the motherfucking show. Cause that's, if you a Asian motherfucker, we're gonna call you Asian motherfucker right in front of our face. So shout out to all the niggas that keep it real like us.
Just call me a nigga though. Don't call me a nigger. Like, That's two different
Already.
things. But yeah. I just wanted to clarify that. Like,
shout out to all the people that don't use the
like,
ER.
No,
that's another shout out.
ER.
Shout out to no ER. Okay.
And we know the ER is not race specific.
I just want to clarify that.
Yeah, man. Just again, definitely a heavier week. Just to like Henny said, man, RP to his aunt. The Christmases and Thanksgivings, man. Y'all don't even know how she used to have us rolling. She's one of the funniest people I ever met. No lie. Just wild as hell.
She's still behind me, but she
and just she got this man Henny beat, man. She used to have us rolling, man.
Yeah. If y'all want to know why I be so wild, y'all didn't miss out already. Like, if y'all ain't been to a holiday around my dad and my aunt and me in the same room, pause.
I don't even know where the pause came on that one.
I know how childish the internet is. I'm strapped up with, I'm loaded with the pauses.
He's getting creative today.
I'm strapped with pauses.
I was like,
pause. Wait, hold up. Me and Zoe were like, what are we pausing for? Shit.
That nigga said I walked in the room. Pause.
Bruh, I didn't been on Black Twitter. Boy, them niggas.
Pause.
Them niggas got me sick, bro. Them niggas got me sick.
I came here. Pause.
Yeah, that's gonna be like some of the funniest shit you'll ever see in your life, man.
I'm gonna get this nigga a shirt made that says pause on it, nigga.
Right.
Hey, no cap. I was looking on Amazon already.
Shit, then he gonna have the old school Nintendo controller.
I'm trying to get some merch. Hey, if anybody got merch, comment below. You know what I'm saying? I'll wear that.
Hey, yes.
You know what I'm saying? Get your endorsement.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to my customer that bought me these headsets. Yeah. If anybody want to buy shit, we're going to shout you out.
Man, y'all already had the goddamn outro. Y'all going outro number 2.
Hey. We just rocking merch. You feel me?
Hey, this is the outro remix like Rumor, nigga. We did the outro. This outro remix.
So. It's like Rumor.
Nothing having to do with anybody's employer, but this was an interesting week. I went back, watched a few movies. Shot Us. If you haven't seen Shot Us by now, you sleep. Snow on the Bluff.
They sleep. Gotta watch some niggas in there, all right, too.
Yeah, a lot of niggas get slept in that. And Shot Us actually holds up a lot better than people.
Why did you Snow on the Bluff too?
Liquor brother, who killed my liquor bro? And then an exclusive show on Hulu, man. Devs, watch that joint. It's a FX on Hulu show. Definitely check that out. But again, y'all, continue to support, like, subscribe. We're just gonna try to keep this train rolling, man. We got the momentum going, and we just want to try to keep going up from here. But it's all love. Everybody, man. Peace.